Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, super welcome. I am Daniela, I'm 33, I live in New York City, and we are on a quest to grow my glutes back after marathon training. Because I'm an IFBB Wellness Pro competitor, that's bodybuilding, and glutes are important. So we are working on growing those glutes back. I did actually come back from a haircut just now, but it's not quite this short. That being said, he took off like 3 inches, I want to say. And that felt like a lot. And now that I'm like holding it back here, it feels thinner and like way shorter. Before, like earlier, I would be like, the longer the better. I don't care what it looks like as long as it's long. But now I think I'm at the point where I just want my hair to look healthy, even if it has to be very short. And so I did have a lot of dead ends going on. It was probably down to here before I cut it. And so a lot of it disappeared, but look how healthy it looks. We also got a little bit layer action going on. And the biggest thing is probably the bangs. Before I had like bangs that went up down to here and it was really just a strand. It wasn't like a faded in bang situation, but now we have a really proper curtain bangs, and I remember loving them a couple of years ago, I think in 2023 when I got them last time, looking forward to falling in love with them and then starting to hate them because they're always in my face. But I do love the sensation of like walking down the street and your curtain bangs are like flapping in the wind. If you know, you know. So let me know what you guys think. Here's the back. So this is week 6 of my body recomposition glute rebuild series. So if you watched my last week's vlog, week 5, it was during the holiday season and I had my family visiting and staying with us. So it was a lot of go, go, go in a lot of areas and not so much go, go, go in the training department. Not so much tracking of my food. While I did keep up the training elements somewhat and can kind of keep that momentum going into this week, just kind of perfecting and optimizing and making sure I hit all my sessions. The food thing is really what I have to kind of reel back in and make sure that I hit my macros every day. It's Tuesday night right now, and this week is really just keeping momentum, optimizing my focus, getting back to consistent meals in terms of like what I eat, but also when I eat, because I'm very used to eating 4 to 5 times per day. This entire like holiday season, I really only ate like 2 to 3 times, which is not really optimal, especially when you're trying to get a lot of protein in. My current protein intake is at 190 grams of protein, and you can't be sitting there and like shoving I don't know, like 60 grams of protein per meal. You can, but it's not ideal in terms of protein uptake, whatever, in your body. And also it's just not always fun to shove food down your face, you know? So I prefer to keep it to like 4 to 5 meals per day when I have my protein this high. It's just nicer, easier, and more optimal for digestion, for my body, etc, etc. I'm trying to really just stick to super basics. 1 veggie, a nice high quality carb, and a nice high quality protein. Maybe not always a veggie, sometimes it's a fruit, but like something green with every meal. So just trying to keep things super simple this week, and then maybe next week I can experiment and like start adding big luscious salads or like whatever, protein pancakes, you know the drill, like more complex things. But I think less is more for this week as I kind of ease back into work routine and gym routine and running routine. Time after holiday has also been rough because like I miss them so much. You know how it is, like when your family lives super far away, you don't always see them super often, and then you spend a really intense time together, and like when they leave, it just like they take a piece of you with them. It's really hard when they leave for some time before you kind of get back to that baseline. That kind of vibe this week, just getting back into it, getting back into like a more structured routine, but gently being very kind to myself and understanding, not stressing or pressing anything, just like doing really what I want to do, because I really want to do this. I love to do this. Whenever I don't get my proper routine and structure and workouts in, I realize how much I love it, crave it, and miss it. Welcome to week 6. Morning and happy Wednesday. I always start my mornings with coffee, as you know. and this day is no exception. I also have a Valentine's Day mug. Very nice. It's from Walmart, $5. Start with morning supplements. You've known and seen the drill many times before, but I also added actual like pill supplements lately because I feel like at least some multivitamins and some probiotics could not hurt, right? So I start the day off with some breakfast. I always do the same breakfast, as you know, or maybe you don't, but I always start with oatmeal with protein powder in it. I'm currently using the Bucked Up Vanilla Protein. It's very nice and just soft and simple. Then I add some frozen berries and some almond butter and some salt, and that's it. Very yummy. These are the books I picked up earlier this week, and as we speak, I've now finished 3 of them, all 3 of the Freedom McFadden books. Oh my god, I was so frustrated with The Surrogate Mother. If you know, you know. If you read it, you know. The Tenant was okay. The Intruder was not her best work, in my opinion. Let me know if you read these and what you think. 2 left to finish off this week. Next, I am prepping for work and gym after work, so I put some pre-workout in my mini shaker. I load up my work backpack with my gym stuff, and I kind of have to split it up since I'm bringing squat shoes. So I'm also bringing just like a little bit of a handbag situation, tote bag if you will, gym clothes and all my squat stuff, and obviously I'm also popping in my little magnet in there in case I want to record, and my giant water bottle, which can also hold my pre-workout. Then I'm just ready to go, ready to roll to work. I'm leaving for work during lunch, so I'm actually making my lunch and pre-workout meals before I head out, and I eat my lunch at home and then work as I eat, and then I commute to the office instead of taking a lunch break. So I'm bringing my pre-workout meal, which is going to be rice and chicken, and this other one, the little bowl, is what I'm going to have for lunch, which is going to be rice and tuna. I add some avocado to that pre-workout meal and also some hot mustard, obviously. And then that one is ready to roll. Pop it in a Ziploc bag to avoid sadness. And then tomato and rice along with my tuna. It's not the yummiest, but Hopper thinks so anyway. And then obviously smother this also with hot mustard. And Waffles really wants some tuna as well. And then I air fried some Brussels sprouts, which are delicious, which I also added to that meal. My commute is around 40 minutes to work, and lately I've been bringing my books with me, and look at how I'm pulling up to this train. It rolls up just as I run down the stairs and I enter, and it's an express train. So you can imagine my delight when that bad boy rolls up. The next stop is Commuting with a book is also such a great conversation starter with like strangers or coworkers. Like I always fall into really great convos when I'm reading on the train or like standing in line for a coffee or whatever it may be. I love it so much. So I worked the rest of the day in the office, and then after that I walked over to the gym. It's kind of a hot mess because I have to pick and choose what exactly I'm gonna bring with me because no gym bags are allowed, so I have to make sure that I can carry everything. Warm-ups are starting here. If you watched my week 3 training week video, you know that I'm trying to prioritize just warming up thoroughly, and this is my attempt at doing so. Sometimes I'm really good at it, sometimes I'm not so good at it. Baseline is the bare minimum that keeps me progressing, so I'm just trying to get to baseline and also overcome baseline. And so this session was really just an ode to me overcoming the baseline and progressing, because I felt super duper strong this session. And I'm not gonna show you all of my lifts or all of my movements or anything like that, because you've seen this whole session in week 3. If you haven't, feel free to go back and watch that. But this is my squat session, and it's really just a quad and glute focus today. I am trying to progress in my squat and like get a stronger squat in 2026, because I may want to do a powerlifting meet this year just for fun. Nothing crazy, but just kind of to establish my new baseline there too, because I haven't competed since 2019 and I don't really know what my maxes would be, and it would be fun to find out what 5-6 years of bodybuilding can actually get you in the strength department. So I might do that. As it stands, I'm just squatting for fun. And I do love it. I think squat is like one of the most fun movements. I still have a little bit of a hip twinge situation at the bottom of the squat, so I'm trying this session really hard to just focus on the movement and truly make sure that I am not working through the pain, and I'm kind of working around the pain, but without kind of compensating for that with any other like crooked movement or like incorporating muscles that are not really recruited otherwise, you know what I mean? So, but it felt really good this session, and I worked up to 245 for 8 reps, which is that's what you're seeing here on the screen. So that's 1 red plate and 1 blue plate becomes 245. As you can see, I'm also wearing different sleeves this time. If you watched week 3 with the training videos, you'll notice that I struggled a lot with my SBD sleeves, which I've had since 2016, I think. So they are definitely old and, you know, well broken in, but they're just like getting way too small to pull over my calves, and like, yeah, they just take a lot out of me every time I have to pull them on. So I just opted for my hook grip knee sleeves today, which is not neoprene, they're just plain thick fabric. So it's not really compression or like helping me in that way. It's more like warmth on my knees. So considering that, I'm pretty happy that I was able to hit these numbers quite comfortably with not really like quote unquote a real knee sleeve. After squat, I'm moving into other movements such as hack squats, quad extension, some Bulgarian split squats, and some leg press. I believe I also ended with some calves on this day, but it was a really good day, very sweat filled and focused, and I had a great quad pump after this day, so no complaints. Back from the gym, and I've changed already because I think after I've eaten and recovered a little bit, I might do a teeny tiny, very small run with Hopper. Okay, right there. If you have not been here before, you haven't met Hopper, he is a cutie pie. He's my Samoyed, my heart, my everything, and he is going to become my running partner. That's what I've decided. We have tried a few times, mostly during my marathon prep, to run together. The stakes were kind of too high because I needed to get my runs in. Hopper, what are you eating? Oh, okay. I needed to get my runs in. So whenever I would run with him during my marathon prep, it would feel really like frustrating when he wouldn't want to run further than me. You know? So say for example I had 5 miles programmed and he only wanted to run for 2 miles. We just had to stop at 2 miles. And when you're marathon training, mileage every week is important. Anyway, all that to say is now that I have no pressure applied upon myself, self-applied I might add, I think us becoming running buddies is much more fun for both of us. So we're gonna try. If it's 1 mile, great. If it's 2 miles, even better. I've noticed that I'm not really interested in running more than like 3 miles right now. So I'm trying to like push past that barrier to run like at least 6 miles this weekend, because I am actually running a half marathon in a couple of weeks. Do not freak out, I am not training for it. So it's not gonna become a PR, or I'm not even probably gonna be close to my previous 2 half marathon times. I'm literally just gonna coast in and run it. If I run it in like 3 hours, great. I just really want to run it because I'm trying to do 9+1 this year for New York Roadrunners. If you don't know what that is, New York Roadrunners has the New York City Marathon. To gain a guaranteed entry, you can run 9 races with them in 1 year, plus 1 volunteer opportunity. I'm gonna do that this year, hoping to qualify for the 2027 New York City Marathon because, as I've mentioned, the New York City Marathon is something I really want to do. The only one I was able to sign up for was a half marathon. Ideally, the rest of the year, I'll do like 5Ks and 10Ks and like shorter races that I don't have to, you know, stress about at all. And obviously, I'm not super stressed about this half marathon. Knowing me, I'll probably push myself harder than I should anyway, but I just have to keep the goal in mind. And the goal is to grow glutes. It's not to have a good half marathon time. Obviously, I'm still running, and obviously the reason my glutes shrank is because I prioritized running over lifting during my marathon training. It was pretty planned, but it was not planned to drop so many leg days per week. And I think dropping that many leg days per week was necessary for my recovery, but it did not lead to me keeping my muscle in my legs. That's what we're building back. But running right now is not disturbing my leg growth. In fact, I believe it is helpful to my whole body in general, but also for hypertrophy. Not running in the way that it taxes me completely, as a form of cardio to keep my heart rate up, keep my blood oxygen flowing, whatever, appetite, mood, running endorphins, I do believe is helpful to my gains. I think the balance is there, and I think my body and mind understand the importance of leisurely running. I believe it is helping not only my overall health, but also my glute growth.
We ran 1 mile.
Mini Target haul. We got toilet paper, mangoes, salad kit, kefir, corn cakes, sparkling water, dog treats, C4, filters, strawberry lemonade drinks, peppers, bananas, eggs, because I got a new egg boiler. Isn't it just stunning? I think it is such an upgrade from our ugly, clunky white one we had before. It has the same capacity of 12 eggs. Love that. And you can also like steam vegetables and stuff on the top if you want. That's why it comes with like extra little additional pieces. But I boiled 12 eggs and they were perfect. Thank you very much.
All of a sudden, it's like the end of the week. This week went by so fast. I actually woke up today with my Oura ring telling me that I have minor signs of something straining my body, but I feel completely fine. So I'm just gonna try to listen to my body today. Hope I don't get sick. I also have my nail appointment today because they are a mess. But all in all, this has been such a great week of training. I've felt super strong, which is delightful. So improved on all my lifts and just felt like really nice and focused the entire week. So that's nice. Okay, let's go. Right, good job. Good job. We go down into the magical forest. He and I both love going down here because it's like a little mini hike. It feels like a mini hike anyway. Right in the middle of New York City because it's nature, relatively quiet. We got some water, trinkles. Yeah. I should put this DJI camera on him somehow and just like film his entire adventure in this forest. My sleep this week, even though work started back and like I've been back at the normal routine, I've slept pretty well. Like last night I got like 9.5 hours of sleep. I think I've already finished 2 or 3 books this year and I'm almost done with another one. So like I've not been like skimping on reading at night, but still get pretty nice sleep, so I'm very happy about that. Yeah. Anyway, really hoping that we stay healthy and safe and injury free and all of that. Rolling into week 7. Crazy. I feel like it's gone by so quickly. My weight this week has just returned to baseline pre-holiday season weight. What are you doing there? Wow. Yeah. Look at this. Look at the duckies. So peaceful. Think we can go now? So that's it for week 6. I hope to see you all in next week's vlog, week 7, where we're hopefully just keeping on the momentum and adding some sparkle back into the food and all of that fun stuff.